Hello guys, today a new project. So what I am trying to achieve here is, this is the SCSI2SD card, regular one, so this is version 5.2. This is a SCSI cable, of course, and this on the back here is a Jaz drive controller. So I had a Jaz drive that stopped working, a Iomega, don't know how to pronounce that, Iomega, whatever, Jaz drive that stopped working, and I'm going to use the controller basically to power up the SCSI2SD. I have done this in the past using the Jaz controller on a SCSI2SD before. The difference is I didn't have to use the SCSI cable here because it simply connects back to back and it works. The problem is, if you do it like that, you won't be able to access the SD slot in the front, because the problem, the very annoying issue with the SCSI2SD, at least up to version 5.3 that I read on the internet and I tested it here, is that it doesn't take those common SD extensions, you see. And because of that, there is no way for you to actually allocate the slot in somewhere more convenient to allow you to exchange the SDs in an easier way. This is so annoying, and I don't know why. There is something on the board that prevents the extension to work. When you plug the extension in here, you see the LED starts flashing and the machine doesn't recognize the card anymore. So I don't know exactly what causes that. There has been a number of discussions on forums on the internet about this. Nobody came up with a solution, so I just imagine that this is not as simple as it might look. It could be a flaw in the design of the board. I don't really know. Like, some people even try to come up with their own extensions, still to no avail. So I really don't know what causes that, and I am not really interested in spending a lot of time trying to figure this out. So an easy fix to that is, well, not so easy. That's exactly the project that I'm going to be working here. So let me just get the rest of the Jaz drive enclosures so I can explain what I'm trying to achieve here. Just one sec. So this is the drive enclosure. Of course it's empty because the controller is here. And it goes like this, right? If you guys know what a Jaz drive looks like, it basically, I'm not going to actually push this because it's all basically bind together using plastic tabs, and it's not good to keep like, disassembling and reassembling and such. You could break the plastic. So I'm not gonna do it. It's just more like to put everything in place here so you guys can see. So once everything is in place and the board is inside, there is no easy way to basically access the SD if you just connect the SCSI2SD to the controller back to back. And that was what I've done before, and I'm using this right now the way it is, but this is another Jaz drive and this is another SCSI2SD, and I want to make this a little more available in terms of exchanging the SD cards here. So what I was thinking is, I do have a Jaz disk here that is no longer functioning. So this guy here is basically that, and there is no how to actually make this working again. So my plan is to disassemble this guy here. It's very easy, just 4 screws, remove the enclosure, remove the disk from within, and mount the board inside. So it is going to look similar to that, you see. Of course, it's going to be covered, it's not going to be from the outside. So the slot here is going to be pretty much in the middle here of the cartridge. And it's going to be very easy to add and remove the cards once I have finished this. So I will basically, let me just open this up so you guys can see the insides of the Jaz disk. I think I have the wrong screwdriver here. Yeah, that's not the proper one. So let me get the other tip. has to be a smaller one. So let me just get it right. Yeah, this one should be okay. Yeah, this should be good. So removing the screws, I don't think I'm going to be able to reuse those screws, because once the board is mounted inside, it basically goes where the mounting poles are inside of the cartridge, I think. So let's see how that looks like. So I'm going to use a Dremel basically to open the slot. So this is basically the disc inside. As you can see, the Jaz disc is actually a hard disk. It's not like the zip disk, which is a floppy disk. So it's very interesting actually, the technology here. So it's a hard drive, a removable hard drive really. That's what this is. So not going to be able to reuse this. So this is basically maybe I'm going to do something with that later on. I don't know, but this is not something I'm going to be using right now. So I have to basically disassemble the whole thing here. See, so remove all those parts and bits, and basically get the plastic here clean without anything in between. So I've never done this before, so I'm not really sure how to remove all of those without breaking the plastic and such. Just trying to pull it. Yeah, it doesn't come off easily. Okay, I think I've done it. Good. So all the bits out and remove. I think this can actually stay here. So that's basically the base of the disc without any of the components, the internal components. I will have to use the Dremel basically to remove this plastic pole here that was holding the disc, and eventually all the others as well, and even this, yeah, even this part here, you know, this round part that was accommodating the disc will have to be gone. And once I have everything flattened out, I should be able to mount the board precisely the way I want. Yeah, it should be okay, I think, looking at here. So I'm also planning to cut this maybe around this area here. So after all, this part is going to be inside the case. Nobody's going to be seeing it, so it doesn't really matter. And my idea is on the front, so let me just quickly reassemble this here. So in the front, my idea is to have something like this. So it's going to be a little bit off. I'm going to glue this together, right? So, and it's going to be a little bit off like this. So it's going to look like it is a Jaz drive with a cartridge inside, but there is going to be a slot for the SD just out here, so I can easily add and remove SD cards as I will. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm not sure exactly how difficult it will be to go on with this project. I don't think it's going to be too hard. I still haven't checked the internal space here to see if I can actually mount the controller and the SCSI2SD with the cable, because when they are back to back they fit perfectly, but with this cable here, the extension, it might not be enough space. So I have to, yeah, I see that it is going to be a little bit tough here, because I will have to basically do something like this, I think. Yeah, a little bit further. The problem with those flat cables here is that they are not too flexible, and there is not much you can do, you know, but I think it will be okay. Like judging from what I'm seeing here, it will be just fine. I can press this cable a little bit here, so it's going to look like this, and it's coming off almost where I want it. The cartridge is going to be just here, and I'll be able to reject and add those cards as I please. So that's the whole point of it. So I am going to work on that. I'm not going to film, you know, all the manual labor that it's involved into that, like the Dremel and the cutting and everything else. But I might, after each phase, film a little bit to show the results. So, for example, after I Dremel off the internal areas here and remove all these parts, I might just come here to show you how it looks like, and then continue working until I get this done. I think it will be okay. I think it will work, and if it does, it's going to look awesome. So hopefully I'll be able to do a good work here, and with a clean cut and everything else. It's not going to be that easy because the cuts will have to be very small, so precision is key to actually get this done in a nice way. But worst case scenario, I will have a little bigger opening here, and I still going to work as expected. It's not gonna look that nice, but it is going to be nicer than what I have now with my other Jaz drive mounting. And yeah, that's the plan. That's what I'm planning to do. So stick with me. I don't know exactly how long this will take, so the next video might take a while for me to publish. That is going to show you like the progress on this project, and hopefully you guys are going to be surprised with the end result. So let's see how this will turn out. Okay, thanks guys, see you later.